What's up, everybody? This is Danté from Bleu Magazine, and today we're here with the truly global artist whose story stretches across many continents, cultures, and just different sounds. Born in Africa and then was raised in Brooklyn for a duration of time, and now recognized worldwide for blending rap, melody, soul, and even country. And today we are here with GASHI, also known as GASHI. How you doing, my
Yup.
brother?
What up, man? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I just wanted to get out the sun a little bit
Nah, most
so
definitely. And
so
I'm
you can
a
see me.
Yeah, appreciate you too, bro. And I'm gonna just get right into it. I'm gonna get into what we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier before we started. So you said your
Yeah.
first actual feature coming into the rap game was Nipsey Hussle, right?
Yeah, the first rapper I've ever done a song with was Nipsey Hussle on my first project, and it was life changing. I was a huge fan of him. Johnny Shipes was managing him at the time, and I think he was working with Steve Lobel and good people, two good people, good friends of mine. Um, and I went into my move. The person that was managing me at the time was Austin Rosen, and he said to me, he goes, "You can get any New York rapper on your album. Why do you want Nipsey?" And at the time, I was just such a huge fan of Nip that I flew him out, we flew him out and put up money for him to do the song. And because I respected him that much, I thought
Mm-hmm.
his time was worth money, and I gave him bread, and we ended up being friends. And he gave me good advice, and I told him that I was going back to school because I was playing football at the time. And he said, "Man, if you want to drop out, I believe you could do the shit. Your shit hard." And I ended up dropping out, and it was a life changing experience to be the first. I think I was the first East Coast artist with a Nipsey Hustle feature.
What year was this?
This was like around 2009, 2010.
Okay. Yeah, that was early on in his career too, to a degree. This is before. I think this might have been before Bullets Ain't Got No Names Volume 2, which was kind of like his breakout project.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like either way, regardless who the first person was, I'm just happy that I leaned on my taste level of what I think is dope. Even though I'm wearing a Supreme hat right now, which looks crazy. But I think um, this represents New York to me
Mm-hmm.
in LA. When I'm in LA, I like to wear Preem, because it's just cool. But I think one thing I'm like Rick Rubin with I might not know everything how to play all instruments and stuff, but I trust my taste level of being able to recognize talent and recognize something special. And I think I looked at Nip and I was like, wow, this dude is a superstar. Like he's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wanted to just invest early before anybody, and I'm glad I did. It was one of the greatest things I've ever done, and it's something that I will talk to my kids about when they get older. You know what I'm saying? You can always talk about that and be like, yo, he was like one of the hip hop Jesus, like one of
Mm-hmm.
the realest. And I'm glad that I invested early in that. We became cool. And years later, I saw him at the Rock Nation brunch, and he looked at me and he goes, "I told you." And I was like, "Yeah." And we laughed about it. And then he ended up getting murdered, which destroyed everything.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Yeah.
definitely that's a dope story, man. And it shows how much you just went with your gut and believed in like your vision and believed in yourself too. So when did
Yeah.
when did you kind of develop? Because I seen just like I think in an interview in the past, one of the things that you said that has been important to you and getting you through like the industry is just learning how to be comfortable with who you are and being comfortable with yourself and being comfortable with your decisions. So like, what age or what period of time did you develop that?
I mean, I think I was confident my whole life because I had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was being born in Libya, bro, and being Albanian and being born in Libya and just coming from poverty and coming from a hard background when my parents had to work super hard. My bro, like my dad used to make us walk to school, and if he couldn't take us all on a bike, all three of us, we had to walk. And you get bullied, when you wear the same outfits all the time. And then, we lived in shelters and, all that stuff that it kind of like toughens you up. You know what I mean? In a way, it's like you have no choice. Like, I hate to sound like I'm telling a story like, oh, we walked in snow 20 feet, but like, yo, reality
Yeah,
is,
it's
bro,
a
like,
reality. It's your life.
you're a product of your environment. You understand? Like, regardless of what it is, like, I, even though I'm well traveled, I've been around the world as a refugee and dealt with what I've dealt with. I think Brooklyn made me who I am. You know, cultures in Brooklyn, being raised in Flatbush, going to Ditman's Junior High School, being surrounded by my friends, my best friend Jimmy, who I did this album with. He's Trinidadian. Was raised around Trinidadians, Jamaicans, Haitians, a lot of Africans, and you know, um, that kind of like having a friend group that always keeps it solid and real with you, it toughens you up in a way. So you learn to follow your instinct. You learn to follow your gut. You learn to, they put this energy and they put this battery in your back for you to believe in yourself and have confidence. And I think that is what made me my environment, bro. Like I just trust like trust my taste, trust like, oh, this is gonna go. I've seen it. I believe in this. This is what me and my friends like. And there's so many times where I feel like you get played in a way where it's like people look at you and you're 6'5", 300 pounds, and you don't kind of fit the aesthetic of just being like this skinny rock star looking dude. People question you, like, and they go, I don't think this is it. You don't fit the music. But I just believe in me, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe in me. Anything I've ever done in my life, I accomplished. I wanted to make the basketball team, I accomplished it. I wanted to make the football team, I took them to the championship. I wanted to do theater, I got the lead role. So like whatever I do in life, I feel like I need to have the confidence, because if no one's gonna believe in me, then what's gonna happen? I need to believe in me. That's the only way it's gonna work. So I think that's the energy I bring to everything I do. There's no paralysis through analysis. I just go, 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 and that's just what it is.
No, that's true. That's a fact. If you don't believe in you, you can't expect anybody else to. Just as simple as
Definitely not. Definitely not. Also, like, bro, like the environments that I come from and where I come from when we would be on the bus, the way we express love with each other in our friendships, we cut each other's ass. And that toughens you up. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So, I come from a crazy neighborhood. Like I remember Bleak saying the story is like, yo, last person to get to the store, mom sucked dick. And it's like, yo, you fighting for your moms, you running for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised in a neighborhood like that. And it's like, once you get in the industry, there's nothing anyone can say to you to hurt your feelings. It's just like,
you already got that thick skin. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse my language.
Nah, you good. I'm perfect. That's perfectly fine with me, man.
Yeah.
But I got a song that you dropped in another interview that you said kind of like shapes your life or your upbringing. Ghostface Killah, All That I Got Is You. What does that song mean to you?
Yes. It's funny. I just became friends with Infinite Cole, his son, who's also an artist. Really, really loving his music. Really dope. I catch myself voguing in the kitchen playing that. That song meant everything to me because it was the first time where I felt like somebody was telling a story for me. And it was like, damn, like, Ghostface, when I rap sometimes I feel like I'm mimicking because our voices, like me being Albanian, like we have this deep voice, and his voice, the way he raps, like was always my favorite. Storytelling is my favorite thing, and I think that's the only thing we have left now in this era of AI and everything moving such a rapid pace. The only thing you have is storytelling and telling your story. That's the only thing that's going to separate you from the next artist. It's how crazy is your story, what makes you different. And I just felt like that song, All That I Got Is You, was the first time I turned on the motherfucking radio, and it was like to the T, where he's expressing for me. You know what I mean? Plucking roaches out the cereal box, bro, that's life. Watching Saturday cartoons, Sugar Water was our thing. Every meal was no frills. It's like, whoa, free lunch held us down. Like, The neighbor gave us the couch. I remember waking up at 7 a.m. My father saying, somebody threw out the couch. Get your brother. Let's go. We're bringing it upstairs. And my mom cleaned it up and then wrapped it up in a plastic sheet. And we were not able to sit on that shit. We would sit on the floor unless people came over. You know what I mean? Like, that was something that, as embarrassing as it is, that's life. That was life for us, We were the super of a building. So my father had to do the garbage. Anytime somebody threw some shit out that was dope, we would bring it inside the house.
So when did that love for it? Did you like start listening to that song while you were like going through that, or did you like hear that
Froze
song?
a little bit.
You can hear me good?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can see you. Can you?
Sorry,
see me?
yeah, you cut off a little bit. Can you ask that question again?
Yeah. So in terms of that song, was that like your introduction or first love when you got into hip hop? Did that song start your love for hip hop, or did it start prior to that?
I think it started prior to that. Like, that was when I started to fall in love with lyrics and like storytelling. But like, when I was in Germany, my brother stole a Wu-Tang album. And I thought it was sick that he was playing a Wu-Tang album. But my fault, when I really fell in love with hip hop, was DMX. DMX is my favorite rapper, performer, energy-wise. I got to play soccer with him before he passed, and it changed my life. I got to chill with him, and he was kicking a soccer ball with Timberlands on it. It was so cool. And
that's what you would expect from DMX too. That's what you would expect. When I picture it, that's what I picture, him kicking it with Tim's on.
I mean, look, bro, like, DMX is everything he says he is. He's exactly who he portrays to be on those records. He's exactly that person. I've met a lot of artists that are not who they portray to be on records, and it's cool, you're a lot of things in life. You can't be one thing. I always say, don't box me in unless it's a G-Wagon. I've always said that. Like, you're a lot of things in life. Like, you meet Tyler, the Creator. Like, Tyler, the Creator could rap on some gangster Westside Gunn shit and then make a love song, and there's so much to his character, and I'm very similar to that, But DMX is one person that's always in character. That's who he is. This is him on and off record. And I thought it was special, but his music really changed my life. His energy is like, I try to bring that same energy on stage, like when I'm working on stuff, and even him singing, like his singing voice is fire to me, like a lot of things he's done, it changed my life. Like, I loved him. He was my favorite. He was, to me, it was always DMX. To me, was like my Pac, Like, I love Tupac a lot, but to me, DMX like East Coast Pac for me.
No, definitely. I could definitely feel that. So I'm going to go ahead and transition and get into the single a little bit. So I did. So okay. I was just talking to Rich earlier. I'm from Buffalo, New York, East Side Buffalo. So I heard the ad. I
lost my virginity in Buffalo.
It's good to know. Little Jim. But so is that actually Westside on the ad-libs, or is that just kind of you just like paying homage to Griselda?
Yeah. No, I think like growing up, we always did. It's something we always did in school. It was always something that we always did, the gunshots. But the people don't understand, not only am I paying homage, but I try to do the money counter machine. It's not a gun. It's a similar sound, but it's like, it's like a money counter machine. You know what I mean? And it comes off as a gun sometimes, which is fucking cool. I did the Kith show, and I finally linked up with Westside Gunn, and I'm introducing to him because I'm such a huge fan, because he inspired his rap album, like heavy. Like, he inspired me to want to rap again, because for a little while I kind of walked away from it because it was getting so tiring, right? It was like the same shit over and over again. And I go, so nice to meet you. And he goes, yo, I met you like 6 years ago. and he remembered me. And I thought it was crazy that like he's like, yeah, we met in LA. And I was like, yo, what? Like I didn't remember that. And we talked for a while. I loved him. And like, it was funny. He made a joke. He was like, he's like, I just finished the album while watching your fashion show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because he finishes his album so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gunshots, it's a homage, but at the same time, honesty saves time, bro. I would never lie when I tell you, growing up in the neighborhood, we would always say, grrr. It was just something that we always did. Bow, 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 bow. It was always some shit we always did. Flocka did it,
Yeah.
It was just something that we
That was a
always
fact.
did. I mean, I don't know. And it kind of like throughout the whole album. On this album, we do the same shit. It's the same shit. But yeah, everything is Griselda inspired. If Griselda didn't exist, I don't think I'd rap this hard. I think I'd do melodic shit again. The shit that I was doing, like Future, Travis, like we all did the same shit. Because I popped off in 2016 with my melody stuff, and everybody knows me for my melodies. And I was like on Rap Caviar for 6 months on top with my song Disrespectful. It changed my life. It got me signed to Rock Nation, RCA. That song hit 300 million streams. It was a big deal for me.
Yeah, one thing I did notice when I was kind of listening to your catalog is that you're one of those artists who have so many different sounds to where you don't really need features. Like you could just have an album with just yourself and you'll still like get the versatility and you still won't be bored because one track, even in the same track, you'll be rapping some higher shit and then you got a melodic hook and then you'll do something else at the end and it's still all you, no features or none of that shit. So that's something I definitely do appreciate.
Thank you, bro. Like, I think I really inspired to be the most versatile artist in the world. That's what I want to inspire to be, There's a few other artists that are similar to me. I think Tory Lanez is very versatile. He could rap, he could sing, The problem is sometimes, he leans too hard into the Drake thing. Sometimes it could take away from his talent and who he is. People think he's just like trying to sound like Drake, you know what I mean? And it can overshadow his actual talent. But there's a lot of artists out there that I think are super, super versatile and do it well. Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky, very good at mixing the sounds and sounding different on records. Kanye, Drake is very good at doing all genres, which is a very scary thing to do because unlike my past albums where I had all genres on one thing, this is the first time with the Killah Whales album, it's the first time it's one sound throughout the whole thing. Because in hip hop, it feels like if you don't have a cohesive sound storytelling, you can't really have a classic album.
That's a good debate to have. It's not one I can have right now.
So that's
a good perspective. That's a good perspective.
Like
to have,
that's why
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, but that's why we argue like, oh, the Drake has no classics, which I disagree because
Take Care.
So Far Gone is a classic. Take Care is a classic.
Nothing Was the Same.
If you're reading This Is Too Late, Nothing Was the Same. 4 classic albums to me. 4 classics.
Yeah, for sure.
If we don't count So Far Gone, he has 3 classic albums.
I agree with those 3.
And Kendrick Lamar has, I think for me, Damn is his best album.
I think most people say Damn is his best. My favorite is To Pimp a Butterfly.
Well, that's a classic album. Sonically, front to back. Same sound, sonically, same subject matter. Goes in and out of his trauma. Very, 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 very on point when it comes to the sonics. So I feel like with these projects, the Killah Whales projects, that's what the focus was, is me focusing, very inspired by Westside Gunn, very inspired by Griselda, very inspired by Ghostface, very inspired by Fat Joe, because everybody says I sound like Fat Joe in the game a lot. or I sound like Ghostface. I sound like a lot of people. I get that all the time. But these are the people that raised me.
Yeah, for sure.
So Westside Gunn didn't, but it's like how incredible is it to how sorry 1 second how incredible is it to be able to say in 2023, 24, 25, 20, this in this time, to say anything is inspiring you is a big deal, because there's nothing inspiring. It's all been done. It's all been said. So that's why I want to give flowers to Griselda. I want to give flowers to Westside Gunn and what they've built, because it inspired a kid like me to want to rap again and come bar heavy and try to do it my way, where I'm producing the entire project. I'm not using other producers. I'm producing myself on this entire album. I found a garbage man in Staten Island who I took under my wing, and we produced an entire project. So it's a cohesive sound. And then Jimmy Banks, who I went to high school with, is a rapper I signed under my label. And I'm putting on people from my community, and that was very much inspired by what Griselda is doing. Because every time you listen to Westside Gunn, majority of the features are people you don't even fucking know. You understand? So that is what hip hop and rap's about. Like when Nas put his bodyguard on Uchi Wally and got bodied.
No, definitely. Why are you considering this your last rap album? Is that true, or is just like this is just what you're marketing it as of right now? Could that change possibly later
No,
on down the
because
line?
I don't fucking know. I just feel like I want to sing again. I did this rap thing to prove to myself that I really love the culture. I love hip hop. I love rap, and it would never die. I do all genres, and I always come back to what made me who I am, which is rap, hip hop. I could never abandon something that raised me. It's my mother. You know what I'm saying? You could have a million fathers, but you can only have one mother. Hip hop and rap birthed me. So it's something I could never abandon. I always come back. And sometimes I'm a Libra, so I'm over dramatic by saying it's the last shit. So hopefully they'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But you always go back. You always go back. I could never ever walk away from it. I did a country album and I don't regret it, but I'll never ever do another country album again, ever. The experience was for me to show the world that I can do a better country album than Post Malone without needing 80 features. I'm talking my shit. Shannon's like, oh my God. My PR is like, this is the first PR thing we're doing together. Shannon's like, oh God. But it's like, fuck it. I literally just wanted to prove to people that I can do what they do in Nashville without me needing to go to Nashville. I wanted to prove to myself and prove to everyone that I do not need 80 country singers to do what they do. I can do what they do better than them. And that's it. I proved it. I dropped it. And I can walk away now. That's what I do. Sometimes I just want to prove to you that I can do it and walk away. I just don't think I'll ever walk away from rap. It's just something that's in my DNA.
So you think it'll more just be like a little hiatus and then you'll come back to rapping again pretty much?
Yeah, because the Killah Whales of Gotham 3 needs to happen.
That's a fact.
Like that's something that needs to happen. The Killer Whale was made to say fuck SeaWorld. SeaWorld is the industry that's built on shark-infested business that they prey on people that are bleeding and need money. And when you bleed in the water, they come and they want to kill you and they take advantage of you. So me building Orca Sound Records ORCA is off RCA. ORCA, which is Orca. And me being Willie is me being the biggest fucking fish at this building that don't know nothing to do with me. And these A&Rs are trying to have me do backflips so they can throw fish at me when I could just be in the ocean hunting and getting it myself. And I need to put on other orcas so they don't get attacked and build a pod. That's what the whole point of this is. And the Killah Whales of Gotham is basically like Marvel. The first album, we came rapping and shooting at you. And now this album, you see on the first record why this superhero, which is the Orca Man, was born. He's born in the ocean of Gotham where everyone left him for dead. And now he's born. And this is what the Killah Whales of Gotham, you get the story now of what happened.
So the Killah Whales of Gotham 2 is the prelude.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the storyline of what happened, you know? See, we sit there and we go, every villain, we sit there and we wonder what happened. Well, you're starting to see it, like watching The Impossibles, the Incredibles. When you're watching The Incredibles, you see the villain story. He's a kid, he sees him, he loves him, and then he meets his hero and he hates him, and he goes and is like, fuck this guy. I met all my favorite artists. I met all my favorite rappers, and it hurts so much that they don't write their own shit. It hurts so much to see, like, damn, you guys really not superheroes. Some of you are really capping. And then you sign to a system where people that come from your background or people that come from a background similar to yours who are supposed to send the elevator back down are trying to pull the same moves on you that these reptiles pull on you. And then you sit there and you go, damn, the whole point of me getting into the game is so I don't screw the next person that comes from my neighborhood. I got to show them the game. They got to run because I crawled.
That's how it should be. That's how it's supposed to be. If you have
so that's what's going on.
The right intentions, yeah, for sure.
You understand? So that's the point of this whole thing. It's like, I'm fucking hurt. The fact that I stepped into a business and I thought I could speak freely and be myself, and no, that does not fly. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And by the way, I'm just passionate. This is how I speak. It can come off sometimes distasteful because I'm just like so passionate about how I speak. But I really care about this. I'm not angry. I'm just very passionate about this music business. And it's very, very sad where we've ended up with it, where it's like people think music is free. It costs money to make music. This is not something you just wake up and press play and think it's free. Like, bro, blood, sweat, tears, and years have been put into music. You know?
Yep.
Like, when we had no TV in the house, we had a radio, and we would listen to the radio, and that was our escape from our reality. That was the escape. That's what hip hop and rap is all made out of, is to get you to feel good about yourself and your surroundings and put a smile on your face. For a second, let me dream for 5 seconds and get away from my reality. And it just feels like the art, it just feels like people think it's so easy to make because in 2020, when the pandemic happened, so many bedroom artists started popping off and all these idiot labels started signing these bedroom artists who would never be able to compete with an actual artist who has a real fan base. They're bedroom artists who can never look at somebody in their eye and sing their songs. So they whisper with pillows around, and it's not real. You guys invested all this bread into TikTok artists who are nothing. Now are gone.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. That's a fact. I definitely agree. Everything you were saying, for sure. And like I said, I don't think you're being a certain way. I can definitely like tell the passion within the music. I can tell the passion within all of the interviews when you did your research. So when you're talking about it right now, I know it's coming from just a genuine and passionate place, you know? Like you actually care about music. You actually care about the hip hop. You actually care about being able to help other people who are around you who are also within the same industry, you know?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's important, bro. It's important. Community is important. You know, hip hop and rap is a community, and I'm just happy to be a part of it and add anything I can and not take away from it. I want to add to it. I want to add Albanian flavor to it. I want to add Brooklyn flavor to it. Whatever I can add to enhance it is what I'm in it for. I'm not in it to take away from it, make money on it, exploit it, and then walk away from it. You know, that's why I came back. That's why, you know, my country album charted. It's not like it failed. If you look at it, it's done better than a lot of my other music. But I came back because that is what I care and love. I didn't want to seem like majority of these artists who use the culture and then they switch up. That's not something I want. That's a stain I did not want on me because that's just not a good look. I could have gone a number one country album. I could have had number one country album yesterday and still do Killah Whales of Gotham because it's important for me and my mental. And it's important for the community. It's important for people around me that want to do music and want to do this, for me to give them the opportunity and send the elevator back down to bring them up. That was the reason why I did this.
It seems like that, like music and fashion are both two things that you are passionate about. So
Yeah.
how has one sort of influenced the other or influenced your style and the different artistry? So how has fashion influenced like your music taste or your music artistry, and how has music influenced the type of clothing or fashion that you're attracted to or that you wear? Because you're pretty versatile in both aspects, you know?
Thank you. Yeah. Fashion and music, I think, are the same. It's like the way, like, you know, it's like I'm in the fragrance world right now. I'm building my own fragrance, which is exclusive here. It's the first time I'm talking about it. And the only two things that can bring you back is like a time machine is fragrance and music. Two things that bring you back to the past. And same thing goes with music and fashion. They go, you know, I never liked a rapper that dressed like shit.
So far.
You know, J. Cole dresses so poorly that people think it's humble. And it makes me not care about listening to him. I remember the exact day I stopped listening to J. Cole, when she asked him what Jordans he had on, and he did not know what Jordans he had on. And it irked me. And I know it sounds superficial and it's corny. I don't give a fuck. It's who I am.
I know what you're talking
I think
about.
it's
I don't think he actually did know what they were. That's always been my opinion. I just think
okay.
I just
Well,
think he just did, you know. That's
try to
a
be
whole
humble.
other conversation, yeah.
I just think it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what to say. Like, it's like, I think the way you express yourself, what you wear is important, and you don't need name brands. Look at me, like this is annoying me now. But I literally wanted to do this because I used to rip the logo off. I literally haven't wore Supreme since 2004, and I wanted to do it today. You know what I mean? Because it's something that I just want to do it. Especially when things get corny, I kind of want to do it now. I'm like, I always want to do the opposite of what you think is cool or not. You know, I'm wearing I'm wearing I'm wearing a uh, Japanese shirt today with some running shoes, and it doesn't have to be a brand that you always wear. It doesn't always have to be a logo. It's the way you express yourself when you put colors together. And sometimes I remember at one point, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, we were all about matching. You had to match. Like that was the thing to do. But like as time went by, it just feels like if you learn the skill of getting fly without matching, that's when you've reached a level of flyness, if that makes sense.
No, it makes
But
100% sense.
yeah, like I'm wearing an Issey Miyake shirt and I'm mixing it with a Supreme. I'm wearing Uniqlo socks, and I'm wearing I'm wearing some shorts from a vintage store that I don't even know. And it's not about what company you're wearing. It's not about, there's a lot of mannequin artists who walk into a store and buy everything off the mannequin and they walk out. Like, you can tell when someone's not really about it. And I think fashion is just so important to me. I've never wanted to be friends with people that dress like shit. The reason why I wanted to do an album with Jimmy Banks is because he was the flyest kid in school. He was always showing up like he was Pharrell. He was always baped out. He always had the red monkeys or he had the Evisu jeans, which is crazy because now we're collaborating with Evisu fucking 20-something years later. You know? But it's like, if you know, you know. And it's very unfortunate because the internet has made it where everyone thinks they're in the crew. Everyone thinks they're in the circle of knowing and fashion. And just because they can look at the internet and like go to Ame or something and grab a shirt and put it together and walk around with their coffee and beanie and make it look like, like shut the fuck up. Like just shut the fuck up. Like we're so tired of it. You know what I mean? It's so tiring.
Yeah.
It's like, it's annoying. It's annoying because it's not real. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
sure.
a look. You take the picture, you put it on Gram, and then you go back to dressing like shit. It's a look. Like, you could tell. It's like music. When you hear music, or like I watch skateboarding a lot. Like I love skateboarding. I watch all the competitions. You could tell that like the new skaters, they're landing every trick, but they're doing it without style. They're doing it with no passion. It's annoying. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just very annoying. And it's like when someone's dressed fly, like there's so many fly rappers that are decent rappers, but they fly. And I love listening to them because they're fly. Because like clothes and the way you dress, it's just something about it. Like I love the movie Belly. Belly inspired this entire project, the Killah Whales. Evisu jeans, Timberlands with the Averix jackets, the Kango hats or the New Era fitteds with the Jean-Paul Gaultier glasses and the gold. Everything's gold. That was what influenced this whole project. Because as a kid, that Belly intro.
You had some Belly drop-ins on the first volume too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because that movie is iconic. And the older I get, I realize how shitty it was. Because that intro is just the most iconic shit ever.
Yeah, it's the presentation. It's the presentation and the aesthetic of the whole movie that has made it this classic. It's not necessarily the acting.
Because the storyline is all over the place. But it hurts to say that, by the way. Like me saying that is like stabbing myself. I cannot believe I just said that. But I'm just being honest because honesty saves time, right? The intro to that and the way it's shot, the aesthetic of that movie shaped our culture from then to now, like completely. So I just feel like that's what I want to bring, that with incredible music. And that Belly movie is like one of the, you see Belly with Kanye with the masks. You see it with the chains, the leather, the big jump with the joggers. Like, his whole Yeezus shit is Belly.
From
and it's like
from just an artistic standpoint too. Like I don't think much of hip hop were art enthusiasts until they seen Belly and they seen the way DMX's crib was, or they seen the different cinematic shots in the Kingston guy's crib. Like that inspired us to then appreciate and get into art.
100%. Or like when they're watching Gumbo. When they're watching it and he's wearing the rabbit hat and he's shooting on the screen, and they're like, yo, that's some wild shit. Everything, the aesthetic, the entire movie was shot like a music video because it's Hype Williams.
It's hype, yeah.
You know? And that is the fashion, the shots, the aesthetic, everything is what makes culture lit. We've never respected anyone that dressed like they had no lights in the house. We just haven't. I don't care what you say. It will last. The PR and all that, the PR and the push and the fake shit, it's what I call shit shine. You're shit and they shine it. But that shit don't last. It doesn't last. You don't need to be dressed up loud. Frank Ocean dresses up very simple, but we love him because we know where it's coming from. It's the simplicity that is amazing. But then you have a Chance the Rapper, you're just like, nah. You start to look at it and you go, nah. When an artist gets a stylist and they start to dress better, you see their whole brand elevate. So fashion is very important.
For sure.
If you can't dress and you don't have the talent, hire a stylist, I guess. I don't know. But I'm just saying, there's a certain artist, when you listen to certain artists, if they dress fly, when you look at them, you believe what they're saying. So putting yourself together, image-wise, fashion, having taste, aesthetic. I've never, ever really loved Tyler, the Creator's music. Not for me. There's a few songs that I love, like, cause when I call, I hope you pick up your phone. He wrote that song, I Hope You Answer, for his father. I love that song. There's a few songs I loved on Igor, but I don't really go out of my way to listen to Tyler, the Creator's music. But what interests me him is his aesthetic, his ability to be able to shoot the most incredible videos, to dress a certain way, to bring me into his world. That is what makes Tyler, the Creator special.
World building, yep.
Fashion.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
and then you have A$AP Rocky, who does everything the best.
Shout out to Rocky for sure. So if somebody had to, if you just go through your catalog, right? Your catalog of life and just your personal like music catalog, and you had to give them 3 songs that describes GASHI as the artist, and then 3 songs of just songs that have influenced you that describe you as a person. What songs would you give them?
It would be, damn, I gotta pick 3. My catalog crazy. I would have to do Mama with Sting. Because I love that record. It's incredible. It's like an 80s vibe. Manicure's on Board from the Killah Whales of Gotham. I just love that record. And damn, that's a hard question, dude.
And normally people give you 5 slots. I only gave you 3.
I mean, dude, it's hard, bro. You know what I mean? It's like I've got so much music, you know? I've done every genre. I would say Mama with Sting, Manicure's on Board. And it's because I have so many songs that I really love, and it's so hard to just choose 3.
I know.
But yeah, and then I think I'll just do like either Creep on Me without French Montana.
Okay. And what about 3 songs that just have influenced you throughout your life that if somebody wanted to just learn about you, a different artist, not your catalog, what 3 songs would those be?
Damn. I would say it's a hard question. I mean, can I name artists instead of songs?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right, Cheb Khaled. He's an Algerian singer. Changed my life. He's the reason why I do melodies. Sade.
So on
is the reason for my.
the other side of my living room, I have a Sade poster. So it's Nipsey and Sade across from each other.
Well, I got them both tattooed on me, and I got Lauryn Hill.
That's tough.
So I would say Chep Khaled, Sade, the best way to describe me, Miseducation Lauryn Hill, is an album that I tattooed on my arm next to my mother, right here.
Mm.
And Sinatra. I mean, I can go on for days, man. Marvin Gaye, like all these artists have influenced me. I just loved all of them, and Kanye's up there. Kanye West, without Kanye West, I don't think I would ever be here. I've met Kanye West a few times. There's a picture of you Google Gashi Kanye West. You see Kanye buying my CD on Mercer, and he's walking with Virgil, and they're smiling at me. Kanye changed my life. He came to my junior high school and had a conversation with us before he popped off, and I felt everything. And it was the first time ever that I can look at someone and say, "Okay, I'm normal. I'm not a maniac. I really do see music in color." It's very unfortunate what's happened with him because he's really, really gone crazy. But I love him. I love him, and he's a true artist. And I think real artists have stages in their life where they fucking go crazy, but that doesn't mean you walk away from them. You help them. You don't walk away from them. When you see somebody homeless and they're losing their mind, or you see a friend going through what they're going through, you got to pray for them. Don't pray to say, "Thank God I'm not going through that." Say, "God, please help them." So I'm never ever going to turn my back on Kanye West. I think Kanye West is, out of everyone, Michael Jackson, everyone, George Michael. First of all, every gay artist in the world, every gay icon in the world is some of the biggest musicians to ever influence me the most, from Elton John to George Michael to Marvin Gaye to Luther Vandross. These are all artists. Freddie Mercury, very, very heavy influence on my life and changed my life. So I just want to put some light on there. You know what I mean? Their sexual preference has nothing to do with it, but I just think it's like in hip hop, we tend to be like, "Oh no, pause, this and that." But it's like, I just want to say fashion. My favorite designers are gay. My favorite musicians are gay, and I just want to put some light on that because I really, really, I love what that community's brought into music. Yeah, I could talk all day about this,
No,
but
that's great.
I love all these artists. I love music. I'm a walking Shazam. I can name any artist. I can listen to it one time, know exactly what it is. I know where the sample's from. I love it. I love it. I love it. I die for this shit.
Nah, I can tell, bro. Trust me. I feel the passion. I feel the passion and just encyclopedia and everything that you're saying. But nah, man, I ain't gonna hold you up too long. It's been a dope convo. So I just wanna close out with, when can people expect the new Killah Whales of Gotham too?
April.
April. Should we
Yes,
expect any more
April.
singles leading up to it?
Yes, we're dropping, I think, one or two more singles, and then we're gonna release it.
Got you.
Excited,
Nah,
very excited.
looking forward to it.
Big shout out to my team. Shout out to Shannon. Shout out to my brother Six, Rich, AJ, my manager, my partner, Orca Sound Records, Jim. Big shout out to Dom Casella. I want to give a big shout out to Dom Casella. He's a garbage man from Staten Island who produced this whole thing. I want his name to be on his article because it's very important that people see that you can have a regular job and work a 9 to 5 and still do what you love. You don't need to exile, stop one, and do what you can do it all. And I want to give a big shout out to Jimmy Banks, who's my favorite rapper. I love him, and I want to give a big shout out to you. Thank you for being so patient with me and letting me just ramble and talk and have my ADHD go through the fucking roof.
Nah, no problem, bro. We appreciate you. Like I said, everything you were saying, I agree with most of it. You were passionate about it. And I
Yeah,
think a lot of people can learn just from your story, just your passion for hip hop, your passion for the arts, your passion for what you do, just
yeah,
in anything that they're doing in life, not even just for like music in general. But everybody should kind of have that same
yeah.
mindset and attitude.
Man, thank you, bro. And then the things you didn't agree with me, slide in my DM so we could really go back and forth, all right? And let's talk.
All right, man, I
Bless.
got
All
you.
right.
Pleasure meeting you.
Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you. Peace.